Well, hello everyone, and welcome once again to the Yorkshire Gamers Big Wargames podcast. It's the monthly update, you idiot. Sorry about that. And we're right at the end of October 2024, and this will be released on the 31st. And it's been a fairly busy month. There's lots of stuff going on as usual here at Yorkshire Gamer, and I've even done a bit of wargaming, would you believe? So let's sit back with a cup of tea and go through what's been going on at Yorkshire Gamer in October. So, as always, we start with the unit that was the work in progress last month, and that was these guys. Just six World War II late war British infantry, and these were from a sprue of plastic figures that came with one of the Wargames magazines a while back, and it's a little bit of an experiment from me into potentially doing some commission painting when I retire, whenever that occurs. And these are currently up on eBay on the Yorkshire Gamer. I'm down as Yorkshire Gamer as a seller. They've only got about 10 hours left from when I'm filming this. So by the time this is released, there might be only 4 or 5 hours. I did have them on. I'm just going to remove the wall. I did have them on before and they didn't sell. Lots of interest, hundreds of views, lots of watches, but nobody dipped in. And somebody contacted me and said that the bases weren't quite bolt actiony enough. I got them on slightly raised bases with a black edge. So I've put them onto bolt action bases, put them back on eBay, and still nothing. So I've got them on for £5 each, which for this standard of painting, I think that is pretty reasonable. But nobody's biting. Whether it's because it's not a full unit, I don't know. But £5 a figure is less than what I would be looking at if I was doing commission work. So I don't know. Let's see how it goes. Let's see if it changes. I'm going to do a couple more just to see how it goes on. But if people aren't prepared to pay money for hard work, then I'll go and drive a spare car parts van or something like that to earn a bit of spare cash once I retire. So if you want them, they're there on eBay for you at a very reasonable price. So we did go through some of these last time, but what I'll do is just drop them in and have a look at them individually. So this figure here is, I've put him down as a Lance Jack with the single stripe, and it reminds me, if you don't mind me saying, Andy, of Andy Johnson. It's got that bit of an Andy Johnson look, I think, there. So I could sell this as a Andy Johnson figure if he was in World War II. So relatively straightforward paint job. But I think it's come up really nicely. I would be happy to have these in my collection, but I'm not doing 28mm late war British. So that's that figure. Then we've got another one here. This is really like this figure with the firing from the hip Bren gun. Come out really, really nicely. I think. I do find Warlord Games figures can be quite cartoony, especially some of the new stuff that they're getting 3D designed. But these guys, I quite like them. The way they've come out, the way they've finished is rather nice. So especially like this chap here with the arm up in the air, directing his troops. Really like that figure. Come out really, really well. And there's this guy here with the specs on. Nice contrast between the British uniform and the dark grey-green khaki on the webbing. And finally, Esther is that chap. And I think he was finished last time we went through. So there we go. There is my interpretation of late war British bolt action. Currently yours if you go on eBay very, very quickly. So there we go. I like them. Then next up is a complete full battalion of Young Guard, 28mm Napoleonics from Elite Miniatures, and these are the slightly later uniforms from the ones that I've done before, if you've seen those. And I'm absolutely in love with this project. I really am. I'm really enjoying painting these Elite Miniatures. There's just so much character in them. To me, I've said this before, 3D printing, it just loses that human touch. And there's just something about these figures that I think are absolutely fantastic. Little bit of mould line on some of the faces, but these are quite old moulds, so I'm really I'm not massively disappointed with that. They just look the business in units. When you take them out individually and put them next to, a modern figure, you might think, oh, I'm not sure about the detail on those, but together like this, they're just amazing. All those slightly different variations in poses with each of the figures, and the classic mounted officer within the unit, old Gilder style. Absolutely lovely. So I'll drop the camera down and look at some of the bases individually. So here's one of the rear rank bases, 8 figures on a 60x60, and based 2 ranks, and that extra depth to the base, as you can see there, is given to protect those muskets. Although they are metal, they are prone to bend and break the paint on the figures. Little eagles on the back of the turnbacks, which I noticed weren't on the ones that the Warlord Games produced recently. You would think, wouldn't you? Anyway, never mind. I don't run Warlord Games, which is probably a good thing. So, like that one, then the other rear rank base, all marching figures. Used again the Winsor & Newton satin varnish. Sorry, not satin, matte, professional matte varnish. Gives a really, really matte finish. And, I said last time, it's taken me a while to get used to it because I think it dulls the metals a little bit too much. And I can't be, let's face it, I can't be arsed to go back and re-varnish the bayonets and stuff like that. So, a little bit of laziness on my part there, but when I'm trying to build big armies, I kind of want them to just paint themselves, basically. Figure is, the flag is a Fanian from GMB figures, and pendants will say it is too big, and I say go forth and multiply, because I like them. And finally, the last base is this one, and this is the one with the mounted officer. Now, I paint these in oils, the horses, and what oil does? It gives you a really nice sheen that kind of replicates horse bodies, a little bit of sweat on them, a little bit of shine, and it's dulled it down massively. I should, and I say I will, but I won't, go back and re-varnish that horse, but let's see how it gets on. So, bit of a tight fit. If you remember that group from the 1980s, they were dreadful. To get all 8 figures on there, but it works really well. I'd rather have an honest, hard-working Northern 32 figures and not have 31 figures, because I can't be bothered to get this blank on the back on. So there we go. Top tip for you there. And if you didn't realise that the current Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, is now the MP for Pudsey, well done. I'm not saying anything more than that because I don't talk about politics on my channel. So that's what I've painted this month. Let's have a look at Work in Progress. Work in Progress is in my white box of what I'm painting, these guys, and you can buy figure holders from what are they called? Games Workshop for, I don't know, what, 10 quid are they? Figure holders. You can buy these specially branded Yorkshire Gamer bottle caps for £5 from Yorkshire Gamer. I'll leave that in, see if anyone thinks it's real. So, this is going to be the 2nd Battalion of the 1st Silesian Regiment, the 1st Battalion you saw. Oh, get some more light on it. A couple of months back, oh no, last month, sorry. So, cracking on with these, I'm on the first day. I paint in batches, 8 figures at a time, which is single base. And these have just had some basic colours on. High shine to the coat at the moment because I don't often use this technique, but to get a really dark blue, I've used a black wash over the initial coat, and that really does bring a shine on, but that will all go once they get finished and varnished. So we'll just dip over into the box and you can see they're all there ready. I've even got the flag in the box, and there's my bases. So that unit is on the go. That's a load of pigments that I bought and haven't done anything with yet. So that's work in progress. You should see those boys finished next month. I forgot to mention these guys, and I haven't got them in my possession at the moment, so I can't show you a video of them, but these are some 6mm Bacchus Italian Wars gendarme that I'm working on for Pete Berry from Bacchus. I said I'd do some for his stand, and this is the first batch. Look out for some more coming soon. How much? How much? I have spent some money this month, actually. First thing up is these General d'Armée 2 by David and Chris Brown, and I picked these up. Unfortunately, the Royal Mail, bless them, destroyed the first one. I bought the rules and a couple of sets of tokens, and they arrived like they'd been through a shredder. Rich, bless him, at Two Fat Lardies, sorted it out and got me an actual copy that I could read without spending the rest of my life gluing it back together. So thanks very much, Rich, for sorting that out. And we had our first game last night. Generally positive, I have to say. I enjoyed it, picked it up quite quickly. A couple of things that I'm not sure about. I think the quality of the troops when with casualties drops off drastically. It kind of falls off a cliff very, very quickly. But yeah, first impressions were positive, but I might do a little bit of a review on this when I've played it a few more times. I'd happily do a flip through, but that's been done many times by different people. I'd rather give my honest opinion of the rules once I've played them a few times to get to the back of them. So there we go, General d'Armée. To go with General d'Armée, I've bought, anybody recognise that? One of those lovely boxes of Perry's, and this is rather dull. Well, I suppose it depends where you're coming from, really, doesn't it? What's dull and what isn't. But that's these boys. So Prussian Landwehr. I really, I know a lot of people like to use plastic figures these days because of cost, but there's only the Warlord Prussian Landwehr, and I don't want to be like I'm on a downer with Warlord, but they're just dreadful, and it's a single pose, and I just don't like it. So PN43, another one of them, and another one of them, and another one of them, and PN40, which is this one. This is more Prussian Landwehr. This is a command set. So I'm doing my Prussians, as you will probably know, in 32s, and I bought enough for one battalion, and I've just bought the remaining figures that I need to do 3 battalions, which is a brigade. So I'm going to do, there we go, there's some more. Really, they're lovely figures, absolutely lovely. And what I've got, that's PN44, another one, and another one, and another 43, and another 44, and another 44, and then PN3. Here is some Prussian mounted officers. Going to need a lot of these for General d'Armée, General de Brigade, whatever I decide to play in the end. Brigadiers and ADCs are quite important in the game, so nice start on those. I wish Perry's would do some more for the Prussians. There's just a couple of generals packs. It would be nice to have some more. And then PN13 is these guys, which are Fusiliers. So what I want to do with these is, obviously you've just seen me painting the regular infantry, the musketeers. I've got some plastics Fusiliers, but I wanted these figures at the front of the Fusilier battalion, so it gives it a little bit of a different look to the shouldered arms, so you can immediately tell, other than the uniform, that these are Fusiliers. So I've got 2 packs of those to make up a battalion of Fusiliers. So that is the first lot of Prussians well on the way. And the final thing this month is these, and it's not often I can say I've fallen in love and get away with it with Mrs. Riley, but I have with these guys. These are Calpe Miniatures, and bit of a backstory in getting them, but we managed there in the end. And I bought 3 units of 32 Prussian Landwehr and 1 unit of 18 Prussian Landwehr cavalry. So we'll get some of these out of the bags and have a look. So here we go, just a random bag out of the box. This is PL48x6. They're sold individually, and they have, as I was going on about the Elite Miniatures, they have great character. There's so many different variations that you can buy that you can put into units and make them look absolutely amazing. And just grab another random bag here. This is PL61, PL, Prussian Landwehr, maybe. A couple of weeks to think out that reference number, wasn't it? And there we go. There's a guy, a Prussian Landwehr guy, firing. Looking closely at them, lots of lovely ridge detail, which fits my style of painting absolutely perfectly. And really looking forward to getting my hands on these. I'm going to do a full review of Calpe Miniatures. As I say, I've fallen in love with them. I just think they're absolutely amazing. And yeah, look out for a separate review in a couple of weeks' time. We haven't had a From the Front line for a couple of months. It's been a busy time at work, so I haven't got much physical gaming in, unfortunately. But we did go down to the other Partisan, and I took my Siege of Forlì Italian Wars game, which was out a couple of years ago, but with Partisan doing 2 shows, just gave me an opportunity to bring this back out again. Really well received, lots of Italian wars on the figure on the table. Really, who doesn't like this period? And I'm going to start doing a guide to the Italian wars on YouTube. I'm never going to get around to writing a book, so what I was going to do, I shall do as a series of YouTube videos. So look out for the first introductory one of those in a couple of weeks' time, and I'll talk all about it in those programs. We went to Fiasco, the local show run by my club, Leeds Wargames Club, at the Royal Armouries, and put on the Battle of Mentana game that is going around the shows this year. And I will be at Battleground very soon, and also Recon in Pudsey with that game. And I also got along to the Wargames Club this week, which was a big surprise. And we gave General Dame 2 a run out with my really old 15mm Napoleonic figures, and quite enjoyed it, I have to say. Mentioned it earlier on. I'm going to do a full review once we've played with it a bit more. Time for it scores on the door. It's in this highly professional board that I've been using for nearly 4 years now. That's falling apart, but I'm sure the kids would do this with like an electronic thing and lots of twizzy, whizzy, fuzzy things. But it's me, so this is what you're getting. Facebook up 16, steady away 2910. Twitter's down 8. A number of people have left Twitters recently for political reasons due to the chap who runs it. It's a really nice place with loads of people. The wargaming community is brilliant on it, so I'd say don't leave. But if that's your wish, then do so. But I'm staying on there, and I really like the people who I interact with on there. Instagram steady away up 6. YouTube's up 51. Steady away each month. So if you're not subscribed, please do so. Let's get this channel within 1 million of Alex Sutherland and Storm of Steel. Podcast up to 392. If you haven't, follow us on Podbean. Well, I'd love to get that up to 400 and more. Facebook group gone on a bit mad, up 278, coming in for 5,000 members on the Facebook group now. I post my stuff on there, but I do encourage others to do so. No sales, no effing 3D print digital creator rubbish on there. I'm really strict with what I allow to be posted on there. There's a large number of people who come to it and go, I don't listen to podcasts. But this is a Facebook group for the Yorkshire Gamer podcast. But never mind. We will persuade you, and you will listen to the Yorkshire Gamer podcast eventually. It is the law. Podcast downloads 156782, up 3372. I've had a couple of people recently say that they've not been able to find some of the recent episodes, so if you have had a problem, let me know and I'll try and fix it. And then Blue Sky up 13. So let's get rid of the board and go and see what else has been going on at Yorkshire Gamer. So recently, another episode of the Wargames podcast was out, episode 64, and I spoke with Andy Johnson, who is an author, a former soldier, and also a wargamer, and had a fantastic chat with Andy. I really recommend this one. It's a great sit down and listen to a really interesting chap. So give it a go. It's on YouTube already now. So I'll leave you this month with a picture of the French Young Guard to date, 2 battalions of tirailleurs with the elite miniatures, and this is going to be built into a brigade of 4 battalions. I'm going to do 2 battalions of voltigeurs coming up to finish the brigade off, and then add some skirmishers and a command base. So that's I hope to maybe get that done by Christmas. Let's see how it goes. We're on the build-up for the Analog Hobbies Winter Paint Challenge, which I hope is taking place again this year, and hopefully that'll perk my painting up. So, lovely to chat with you again. Have a great November doing your wargaming, and I'll see you at the end of next month with the progress here in Budze.